Hello?
It works. Mine's not working.
Yeah, your window popped up.
Somebody say something.
I hear something in there.
That was me.
I'd like to call this Board of Education meeting to order. Sorry about our delay. We had a little technical problem this evening. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Roxanne, please read the notice.
The notice requirements of section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code and the implementing rules adopted by the Carroll Exempted Village Board of Education pursuant thereof have been and will be complied with for this meeting.
Thank you. Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter.
Here.
Mrs. Gotcha.
Here.
Mr. Posterick is absent. Mr. Reese.
Here.
Mrs. Seck.
Here. The first item is the approval of the June 9th, 2020 regular meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha.
Yes.
Mr. Reese.
Yes.
Mrs. Seck.
Yes.
Motion carried.
We also have the approval of the June 26th, 2020 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Reese.
Yes.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha.
Yes.
Mrs. Seck.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And C, approval of the July 13th, 2020 special meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Reese.
Yes.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha.
Yes.
Mrs. Seck.
Yes.
Motion carries.
I want to say the minutes were done very well also. Thank you. Superintendent's report, Dr. Quattrochi.
Thank you. So just a few things I'd like to bring to everybody's attention, as my classes are fogging up. First, I truly believe we have a solid opening plan. As you know, the plan went out and it's on the website. And it really gives our students and parents options. You know, you're either in school, you're not in school. However, there are two options for remote learning. And I commend Mr. Davis, Mr. Nicholas. They've done a nice job of adjusting their schedules. Also, I want to sincerely thank the CEA, union executive officers, various Carrollton staff members, and the Carroll County Health Department for all the collaboration and the long hours spent making the best plan possible. And I really do believe we are ready for the new school year. It is going to be a challenge, but we're up for it, and there's been a lot of hard work put into it. In your packet, and again, this is the learning options guide. I'm not going to go through it all, but this was released last week. And again, it's for parents, and it has options 1, 2, and 3. And to make it simple, option 1 is in person, just like any other school year, traditional learning. Number 2 is remote, and that is with Google Classroom. And a teacher will be assigned to a certain amount of groups, and there's that consistent instruction. So it's not going to be live per se, due to obviously with some confidential or trying to think of the HIPAA. However, they will be taped and it will be by a Carrollton teacher. And then the third option is sort of like our Digital Academy now, and the certified teacher will monitor those students. So, and if you go through it, like, again, I won't read it all, and I know Ms. Gotchel spent a lot of time along with Kelly and getting together and making a very, very thorough plan. So thank you for that. So the other thing is I just put out a parent Q&A. And again, working with the local health department and came up with a really good questions. And I also encourage parents to, and I have received additional questions that I answered. And everyone, honestly, they've been really understanding, really flexible, and appreciative. I can sincerely say that when it comes to, the questions and exactly what things are going to look like. And lastly, and this is also in your packet, the Title IX new regulations, and that is reflected in Neola policy. What basically it has taken the place of the sexual harassment policies, but there's way more than that. As you can see, it's 20 pages. But it is a federal mandate. All administrators we completed, or building principals completed 2 training sessions. Ed and I had to do 4 sessions. The staff all have to take a training session, which is about 45 minutes. And again, a federal mandate, and all staff members, again, we'll take this, but Mr. Robinson is spearheading this because very good chance we could be audited, and rightfully so. So it's a quite extensive read, and the Neola policy that you have in place, Bricker and Eckler actually reviewed the Neola policy, and I thank Gary Chaddock from Minerva who shared that plan with us. So with that being said, looking forward to the new year, and again, thank the board. I know I say this over and over, but truly blessed that this board puts students first. And you would think that would be common sense, but we truly do have a board with no agendas other than students learning first. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Robinson, Director of Programs.
I'm going to discuss some of our back-to-school teacher professional development that we have scheduled for next week. Well, this week, beginning Friday, and then into next week. We have purchased a new online learning, remote learning program called CEVSD. And the CEVSD professional development will be held on Friday, Monday, and Wednesday of next week. Friday this week, Monday, Wednesday next week. This is CEVSD teacher training is broken down into 2 grade levels at a time. So we'll start with our high schoolers and 9th and 10th grade teachers on Friday, or 11th and 12th grade on Friday afternoon. On Monday morning, we have our middle school, and Monday afternoon, we'll have our elementary 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And then on Wednesday, our CEVSD training will be for K1 and 2. A CEVSD is an interactive learning tool. It's for the toolbox of all teachers. All teachers are welcome to use it as a supplemental learning tool. It can be a self-driven learning tool as well. And our Warrior Digital Academy, it's headed up by Ursula Mino, has been using Plato interactive learning for the past few years. So we'll continue that with our seniors in the program, but then we'll begin to learn the CEVSD in that program as well, as we expect her program to grow immensely this year. The Google training is also part of our summertime training for our Labor Day trade days. We have many teachers that have completed Google training, as well as aides. We've opened it up to our teachers' aides because we feel it's important that they understand Google to help students that are part of the Google choice. I can say this, before I got out of teaching in 2008, I used Google to a small extent, not necessarily what we're doing today by providing a board meeting online and a classroom online, but Google has grown, and we have many teachers that are very versed at it. So some are going to continue to learn at it, some are excellent at it, and I expect we'll do a great job with Google. And we have Eric Kurtz coming from Stark County ESC. He's labeled as Google Guru. He has, if you look him up on YouTube, he has many learning 5 to 7 minute short movies on how to basically maneuver through Google. So we're excited to have Eric in the building on Friday the 14th. Also, Dr. Katroki mentioned the Safe Schools plan that all staff, not just teachers, but all 250 of our full-time staff use. Safe Schools usually is about a 2-hour program that we offer online, and the trainings there are there's a diverse group of trainings, but some of them this year that we've chosen to have our staff learn about are, for the most part, current events. For example, our Title IX compliance, as Dr. Katroki alluded to, we have a course for all staff there. Discrimination awareness in our workplace, we have training there, which is a new updated training from Safe Schools. Cleaning and disinfecting your workspace is another one. Obviously, that's a current event. And then the old holdovers, bloodborne pathogens, which by law we have to still train on annually. And we also offer all our staff the AED lesson online as well. So we have a lot of staff already completing those lessons online as we speak, as well as the Google online, which was opened up for the summer. So we got a lot of stuff on the table. I know we got a lot of days coming up, 6 days actually for our teachers, and I know our principals are planning for some of that free time. As I mentioned earlier at another meeting, our teachers are going to need time to set up their classrooms, to have the safe, maximize social distancing in their classrooms, and use some of the desks that they won't have to use to establish border areas in that classroom. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Financial report, Roxanne Major.
Total board bills, 1.6 million, total payroll, slightly over 1 million, beginning balance all funds, 19.7 million, ending balance all funds, 18.1 million.
With that, I'll ask for a motion for the payment of bills.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gotcha.
Yes.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mr. Reeves.
Yes.
Mrs. Set.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We have some transactions. The recommended action is that the board approve the following transactions. We have advances all from the general fund to various funds: ESSE Relief Fund, IDEA Part B 2020, Title I SI 2020, Title I 2020, ECSE Preschool 2020, and Title IIA 2020. And the various amounts are listed there. We also have one advance return to general fund from the lunchroom that's over almost $12,000. I'll ask for a motion for all of these transactions.
Motion.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Reeves.
Yes.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha.
Yes.
Mrs. Set.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Anything for student achievement report, Dr.
Not
Gotcha?
yet.
Nothing?
No, good.
Buckeye Career Center, Mr. Reese?
Yeah, let me get this off so I can talk. You can hear me. A lot of stuff's going on down in Buckeye right now, as it is here. We got to tour the new building, the new power building. Wasn't quite complete, but you guys know what it's like to walk through a new building that's you're getting ready to open. So it was amazing, the room they've got. They didn't have the 6 towers up yet, 60-foot towers that these students will be climbing, but they were supposed to be in the following week sometime. The building's going to be ready for the students when the class starts. So they're still planning a ribbon cutting. I have not heard a date or anything yet. I don't know if you've heard anything yet. No, I don't know not, but I would imagine it's going to be within the next, couple of weeks before school starts sometime. So I'll keep you informed of when that's going to be happening. I also enclosed a couple of papers in your packets. I don't know if you brought them with you, but they were online. The first one was basically Buckeye's reopening plan. Of course, 3 weeks ago when we approved this, it's already changed as it's been going day to day. But they basically have based their reopening and their system on the governor's levels. And they're opening up at the orange level because that's where Tuscarawas County is right now. So if you get a chance, you can look at it. But basically, the seniors are going to be going Monday and Tuesday, every other Wednesday. And then the juniors are going to be Thursday, Friday, and every other Wednesday. The other days, they will be homeschooling. And the schedule actually works out pretty nice because they're actually going to have more lab time with this plan than they get during a normal school week. So, and you know, that's their job is hand time, hands-on. You can see that they were going to require masks for staffs, but not for students. They're going to recommend it, but the governor has already changed that for them, so masks are going to be required. And then they're going to go up or down depending on what happens in Tuscarawas County on their level setting. So that's their plan. Then I also included a page that is showing the credentials that all the students earned last year. The 2020 high school students earned 785 state Ohio Department of Education industrial recognition credentials during last year. That is both the juniors and seniors. That's all the students combined. The graduates last year in their 2-year career earned 711 credentials. Now, this year's credentials are down because a lot of the classes couldn't qualify because of the year end. Cosmetology was one of them. So just to give you an idea, last year it was like 793 was earned. So this year's class could easily have topped the 793 from last year. And also to give you a little, in 19, or excuse me, I knew I was going to say 19. In 2014, 2015, Buckeye had only earned like 360 credentials. So in a 5-year period, they had more than doubled the credentials that they're learning in just 5 years. So, and the rest of the page just shows you what last year's class did. This is a lagging indicator. We won't know for 6 months how many of these students get jobs or go on to college and join the military. I have a feeling it's not going to be as good. You guys have gotten these numbers before, but with the current state of our economy, I don't know how well these students will get in. So that's a couple of things there on that. I think that's about all I got.
Thank you so much.
Yep, no problem.
I know they really have achieved a lot there. They have
Yeah.
a lot of good successes. Legislative report, anything, Ms. Carter?
No, I don't have
Nothing?
anything.
Okay, we don't have any business advisory report tonight. Any district groups? No. I don't believe we have any committee reports at this time. And any old business? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. If it appears that the board is moving quickly on the various agenda items, it is because members have been given background information several days prior to the meeting. Board members have had the opportunity to study this information and to acquire more data, if necessary, before coming to the meeting. Item A is a revised 2020-2021 school calendar. The recommended action is that the board adopt the revised 2020-2021 school calendar as presented. I'll entertain a motion for this.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Set?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item B, the recommended action is that the board approve the student handbook addendum as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mrs. Set?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item C, the recommended action is that the board approve the remote learning plan for the 2020-2021 school year as presented. I'll entertain a motion for this.
So moved. Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Set?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item D, the recommended action is that the board appoint the following individuals. Proper documentation has been verified and is on file. We have Nicholas R. Pergolini, teacher, Martha L. Smith, teacher, Ronald A. Hepner, bus driver, and Monica L. Schaefer, bus driver, all with limited one contracts. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter?
Yeah.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Abstain.
Mrs. Set?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item E, we have a change of resignation effective date. At the June 9th, 2020 regular board meeting, the board accepted James Salimos' resignation for teaching effective August 31st, 2020. That date needs to be changed to August 7th. The recommended action is that the board accept the resignation of James Salimos, teacher, effective date of August 7th, 2020. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Set?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item F, the recommended action is that the board accept the following individuals' resignation. Carol Thorne, teacher, reason retirement, August 4th, 2020 is the effective date. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mrs. Set?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item G is the designation of school bus stops. According to Rule 3301-83-13 of the Ohio Pupil Transportation and Safety Standards, the locations of all bus stops are to be approved annually by the board prior to the opening of school. Authority to designate or relocate subsequent school bus stops may be delegated by the Board of Education. The recommended action is that the board approve the 2020-2021 school year bus stops and delegate to the supervisor of transportation to designate subsequent bus stops as necessary. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
And we have Mrs. Wells here this evening, our transportation director. Did you want to say anything?
I can just tell you how many regular routes we have and what kind of plan is. I have 14 morning high school routes, 15 afternoon high school routes, 13 elementary morning routes, and 12 afternoon, because of those afternoon high school routes, I have 3 that do not come back to load elementary students. Like everybody, it's an issue trying to fit everybody onto these buses. So I may need to add just a bus like to pick up in town for high school. The elementary students, probably the same, or have parents, if they live in town, have them walk. I haven't decided what the best step is here. And I will only be sending one Buckeye driver since they have the split classes, as long as that is in place. But I plan to use the other Buckeye driver to help, probably with the special needs route of one girl going to Canton. And then we have the St. James route, which I can probably use that driver a little bit to help with these additional students. So it's just a matter of waiting to see how many show up. So, thank you.
Thank you. We know it's been quite a challenge and you've done a fabulous job. On behalf of the board, we thank you for all of your hard work. Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Set?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item H, the recommended action is that the Carrollton Exempted Village School District Board of Education and the East Central Ohio Educational Service Center enter into an agreement for the purchase of various services for the 2020-2021 contract year as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item I, recommended action that the board enter into an agreement with TIPS, an interlocal government program, to increase efficiency, effectiveness, and to obtain substantial savings for participating school entities or public entities through cooperative purchasing as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item J, recommended action that the board approve the re-roofing project for Carrollton Elementary exterior wall project with Duralast as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
I'm sorry. second,
Any
Ms.
questions
Gotcha.
or discussion? Hearing none, call roll, please.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item K, the invoice date for the expenditure is June 30, 2020. The purchase order was not requested until after the fact. To make it a legal expenditure, it must be approved by the board, and this is for the Apple invoice. The recommended action is that the board authorize the treasurer to pay Apple the amount of $8,940. I'll entertain a motion for this.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item L, Senior Suites at Century Farms Mutual Aid Agreement. The recommended action is that the board enter into a mutual aid agreement that in the event of an emergency, Carrollton Exempted Village School District will provide transportation with school buses. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item M, the recommended action is that the board enter into a software license and hosting agreement with TransFinder as presented. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item N, the recommended action is that the board allow 2 out-of-district students to be transported on the Carrollton Exempted Village School District bus going from Carrollton High School to the Buckeye Career Center for the 2020-2021 school year. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item O, the recommended action is that the board authorize membership in the Eastern Buckeye Conference for the 2020-2021 school year as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mr. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item P is a COVID-19 resolution. The recommended action is that the board adopt a resolution regarding COVID-19 as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or discussion? If not, call roll, please.
Mrs. Dodger?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Reeves?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries. And before we take a motion and a second on item Q, we have 2 items to add. Fund 572-9921, expanding opportunities for each child. This was a new grant that showed up on the CCIP that I had no idea was coming in the amount of $10,530.71. And the second round of CARES funding from the federal government is titled Rural and Small Town. It's Fund 510-9021. It is in the amount of $129,366.75.
And this is under the appropriations?
Yes.
Okay. Recommended action then that the board approve an appropriation for the school bus purchase program fund, 499-9021 for $19,758.89, and also the additional appropriations which were just mentioned by our treasurer. I'll entertain a motion for this.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion or questions? If not, call roll, please.
Mr. Reeves?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Gottschall?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item R, the recommended action is that the board approve the Carroll County Sheriff Memorandum of Understanding for the School Resource Officer Program as presented, effective from August 17th, 2020 through May 31st, 2021 as presented. I'll entertain a motion for this.
So moved. Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gottschall?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Reeves?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item S is the recommended action is that the board approve the Carrollton Education Association Memorandum of Understanding regarding supplemental contracts for the 2020-2021 school year as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Reeves?
Yes.
Mrs. Gottschall?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item T, the recommended action is that the board award Timothy J. Albrecht a supplemental contract for the position of football varsity assistant coach for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. Mr. Albrecht is volunteering in this position. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gottschall?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Reeves?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item U, the recommended action is that the board award supplemental contracts to the following individuals for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. Proper documentation has been verified and is on file. And you have in front of you an entire list of various individuals and the different positions that they will assume, from football to volleyball to soccer, cross country, golf, and cheerleading. Do I have a motion to accept these?
So moved. Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mrs. Gottschall?
Yes.
Mr. Reeves?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries. And before we take a motion on substitute appointments, clear down towards the bottom, Amy O'Donnell, classified employee, the effective date needs to be August 10th, as we used her prior to August 12th.
And what was that date again, August?
August 10th.
Okay, 10. Okay, item V, recommended action, that the board appoint the following substitutes for the 2020-2021 school year. Proper documentation has been verified and is on file. And we have an entire list of individuals, both certificated teachers and classified employees, And all of their effective dates are August 12th, except Amy O'Donnell will now be August 10th. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gottschall.
Yes.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mr. Reeves.
Yes.
Mrs. Sack.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We do not need an executive session. We will go to the addendum. And item W, general board policy revisions. The recommended action is that the board adopt the following Neola general board policy revisions. We have an entire list of those. There's employment of administrators, evaluation, non-discrimination, religion in the curriculum, interscholastic athletics, employment contract, attendance, sexual violence, removal, suspension, expulsion, and permanent exclusion of students, due process rights, investments, student fees, fines, and charges, waiver of school fees and instructional materials, procurement, federal grants funds, protective facial coverings during pandemic, epidemic, religious and patriotic ceremonies and observances. And we received all the information. Thank you, Dr. Quattrochi, for sending that all out to us to see all the revisions. I'll entertain a motion then that we adopt these revisions and policies.
Motion.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Reeves.
Yes.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mrs. Gottschall.
Yes.
Mrs. Sack.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item X, the recommended action, that the board approve the Carrollton Exempted Village School District Learning Options Guide for the 2020-2021 school year as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gottschall.
Yes.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mr. Reeves.
Yes.
Mrs. Sack.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item Y, the recommended action is that the board enter into an agreement with Insight Behavioral Consulting for the 2020-2021 fiscal year, beginning July 1st, 2020, as presented. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mr. Reeves.
Yes.
Mrs. Gottschall.
Yes.
Mrs. Sack.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item Z, we have foreign exchange students. The recommended action is that the board accept the following foreign exchange students of the 2020-2021 school year. And I will apologize in advance if I mispronounce the names. Victor Sanchez Escalante from Portugal, Spain, and Naroa de Miguel Zubalaga from Spella, Spain. I'll entertain a motion for these exchange students.
So moved. Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gottschall.
Yes.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mr. Reeves.
Yes.
Mrs. Sack.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item AA is a request for transportation. The recommended action is that the board allow one out-of-district student to be transported on the Carrollton Exempted Village School District bus going from Carrollton High School to the Buckeye Career Center for the 2020-2021 school year. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Now, I take it, Marilyn, this would be like the third student then that will be transported there from out of district. Okay, thank you. Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mr. Reeves.
Yes.
Mrs. Gottschall.
Yes.
Mrs. Sack.
Yes. Item BB, recommended action that the board award the following individual a supplemental contract for the 2020-2021 fiscal year, proper documentation verified and is on file. Kevin J. Walters, Band Assistant Director. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mrs. Gottschall.
Yes.
Mr. Reeves.
Yes.
Ms. Carter.
Yes.
Mrs. Sack.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item CC, recommended action that the board appoint the following individual as a substitute for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. Proper documentation has been verified and is on file. Christine G. Stanger, certificated teacher. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Reeves?
Yes.
Mrs. Gotcha?
Yes.
Mrs. Sack?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Not needing an executive session, we'll move to board participation at this time. Dr. Betchall, would you please start?
Sure. So thank you, everyone. We're excited to kick off the new school year. So I wish all students and teachers and staff, all staff, best wishes here for the upcoming school season. So I think that we do have a good plan in place. So thank you to the administrators and the CEA on helping put together all of the plans for getting ready to bring the students back to school and the staff safely. Thank you, Marilyn, for all your work on putting together everything for the transportation program. So I appreciate that. And I think that people just have to stay flexible. Thank you for, everyone as far as the questions that are coming in and being able to get that Q&A out. Dr. Petrocchi, nice job on putting that together. So I think that, this is evolving in a fluid process. So we will do the best we can as we see things come up, and every situation will be a little bit different. So we just have to work through it. And I like what Dr. Petrocchi says, it's easy to lead whenever you have things in black and white, but it's when it's in the gray that really tests your leadership abilities. So thank you for helping lead us through the gray. So we appreciate all of that.
Thank you so much. Ms. Carter?
Basically ditto what Wendy said. But again, thank you to everybody doing this hard work on this plan. Just an unprecedented time. So, good luck to everybody. I think we will definitely do our best, especially as a board as well. Again, I think we mentioned at one of our other meetings, if you have questions or you don't know an answer to something, just reach out to us. That's going to be the easiest way and the best way really to get a good, clear answer from us. So we're always here and feel free to reach out.
Thank you. Mr. Reese?
Yeah, I just want to jump on the bandwagon with the two ladies. Ed and Dave, you did a great job this whole summer getting everything ready and prepared. And I know you started the day after school was closed in March. So, and as soon as you got a plan lined up, the governor changed it. So, and you've adjusted. I like the setup for getting the kids back to school. They've got choices. And you made all the health and safety preparations. I know things will probably change tomorrow after we leave, and thank your staffs. Roxanne, I know you've been working a lot on it. Marilyn with the buses, the teachers. I know it's going to be tough on them this year, but we've got a good bunch of people working for us here. So we'll just have to go day by day and get through this. So I want to wish everybody a good year. Stay healthy, learn, and I guess parents, please check your kids' temperatures before you send them. This is only going to work as good as you check their temperatures, because I don't know what would happen if we get something going on in the school. So, that's it.
Okay, thank you. I too want to thank the entire staff, certificated and classified, for all the hard work. And I know it'll be a challenging time, but I know there'll be a lot of successes. And we as a school board are being very positive and looking forward to good education taking place, as well as the safety issues being in place for staff members and students. So we just need everyone's cooperation for that, and just want to thank everyone for doing that. But we're all going to remain positive and just work as hard as we can to make sure that good education and safety occur both at the same time. So with that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And thank you to everyone for listening into the board meeting and for, being concerned about our school system. Thank you.